Welcome to another WPS GHA YouTube video. My name is Rachel Wood and I'm a nurse analyst with WPS GHA Provider Outreach and Education. Recently, our medical review department has identified issues with skilled nursing facility Advanced Beneficiary Notice of Non-Coverage, or SNF ABN forms. We would like to address a few specific issues in this video. These include missing required information in the header portion, clear documentation of the reason for presenting the SNF ABN form, or altered, missing, or non-legible signatures on the form. So, what is the SNF ABN form and when should providers use this? Skilled nursing facilities, or SNFs, must issue a notice to original Medicare fee-for-service beneficiaries in order to transfer potential financial liability before the SNF provides an item or service that is usually paid for by Medicare, but may not be paid for this particular instance because it is either not medically necessary or considered custodial care. The SNF ABN provides information to the beneficiary so they can decide whether or not to proceed with the care that Medicare may not cover. For Part A items and services, SNFs use the SNF ABN as the liability notice. For Part B items and services, SNFs should use the Advanced Beneficiary Notice of Non-Coverage ABN Form CMS-R-131. Links to this ABN form are provided in the video description. The SNF ABN includes the following sections: header, body, option boxes, additional information, and signature and date. WPS has recently seen an increase in provider errors in the header, body, and signature and date sections of the SNF ABN. Let's start with the header. In the header, providers should include at a minimum the following SNF information: the SNF's name, address, and phone number. This information is often missing in the recent forms WPS has received. Include the beneficiary's first and last name on this form. Include a middle initial if there is one on the beneficiary's Medicare card. Entering an identification number is optional, and the SNF ABN is valid if this space is left blank. Now let's move to the body of this form. This section includes the start date for the non-covered care, what care will be provided, and the reasons Medicare may not pay. Enter the estimated cost of the corresponding care that may not be covered by Medicare. This is a good faith estimate of the cost of the non-covered care provided. WPS has recently noted insufficient information in these sections, specifically in the care section. For example, it is not acceptable to write care only to describe what may not be covered by Medicare. A description that would be acceptable describes the exact service that may not be covered. So, for example, an acceptable description in the care section might be inpatient stay at this facility. Write the description of the care in plain language that the beneficiary can understand. Remember to provide clear reasons why you believe the service may or is not eligible for Medicare coverage. Finally, we are seeing signature errors. These include forms with altered signatures, forms lacking beneficiary signatures, or missing identification of the authorized representative. The beneficiary or an authorized representative must sign the signature box. This signature confirms that the beneficiary or representative acknowledges that they read and understood the notice. The date the form is signed is also required. The date should either reflect the date that the SNF gave the notice to the beneficiary in person, or the date contact was made to the beneficiary's authorized representative by phone. Write rep or representative next to the signature if signed by the authorized representative. The signature of the authorized representative must be legible. Print the authorized representative's name next to the signature if non-legible. If the beneficiary refuses to sign, add an attestation statement on the form indicating the refusal to sign. Do you have additional questions on this topic? Email us at wps.gha.education@wpsic.com. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for future WPS and Medicare updates.